The ability to tell good stories is vital if you want people to like you and trust you. Your clients like you and trust you. They didn't buy a financial plan or a managed account. They bought you. People can't buy you, quote unquote, until they know you. And the best way to get to know you is to hear your story. And they can't hear your story until you tell it to them. So the better you do that, the better you tell your story, the sooner you open the account. As Peter Guber says, you tell to win. We've dropped storytelling as part of our curriculum in this industry. The best advisors have always been great storytellers, but there are fewer storytellers now than ever. We've lost the story. Only the great ones continue to tell stories to their prospects and clients. All the others show charts, graphs, and research reports. They let the numbers do the talking. People aren't looking to make decisions about numbers. They're looking for someone they can trust. Our business has evolved from a transactional process of selling products to a far more sophisticated approach of explaining the benefits of tactical asset allocation. There's no apparent need for a story when that happens. There's nothing romantic about someone paying a predictable fee for regularly scheduled consultations. That may sound like no big deal, but it is. For one thing, as this business has evolved from a salesy to a pedantic environment, our selling skills have diminished, actually vanished, really. Now when prospects stand up and announce they want to go home and think about it, we're stumped. Most of us are at a loss for words. Our selling skills are tarnished, and our instincts aren't quite as sharp as they might be. For another thing, stories are among the greatest of teaching aids. There are certain necessary steps in life that are impossible to explain without a good story. You can't nag somebody into thinking long term. You can't even say think long term and have them understand what you're talking about. And nagging is going to do you more harm than good anyway. You've got to draw a word picture that explains the rewards of sacrificing now for a benefit realized later on. When you tell stories that illustrate how to save money or think long term, you're teaching a skill. To tell someone to think long term is to talk to the wall. To tell a story that drives home the point, and that's to shape behavior. Stories validate your client's need to climb the mountain, to overcome near-term inconvenience for the good of the family. A story that relates how the family is saved and dad is the hero beats any piece of sales literature you can lay your hands on. Clients don't want to hear about the track record for the Delaware Pooled Large Cap Growth Equity Fund or the JP Morgan Growth Advantage Fund. They want to know how old your kids are and where you live. They want to know what kind of person you are. They want to know how you'll act when the chips are down. A well-told story gets the listener involved, and it compels him or her to action. In one of her great books, Annette Simmons explains how people don't want more technical information. They want to know you. To tell stories is to bring a relationship-oriented approach to the way you do business. This makes people feel comfortable. To tell people about yourself is to show that you're a real person, not just a professional advisor. You have a life outside the job. This approach, showing your personality, creates relationships that numbers by themselves could never create. And it's the relationship that you want, not the sale. There's no humanity in numbers and charts. The humanity comes via the story. And it's the story that gives you presence.